You hear that?
Yep.
Great. All right, so present. All right, so keep in mind, I'm going to, oh my God. All right, so just reminder, I've separated my, I do have a 2 p.m. I set all these for 45 minutes. So I think we're going to be totally fine. But if
Okay.
I can't, if we have to hop on a little later, I'm so sorry. I think I just overscheduled myself today.
No worries.
But reminding to you right now, this is different than corporate. This is different than, because we have a team that brings our backdrop and we go do 120 people. I'm not really wanting to do it anymore, but like this is what this is my ideal audience. This is who I want to work with. And so as we go through this, think this is like your, what you want to do. So first step, oops. Instead of talking about being a photographer in the beginning, you are talking about being their partner. Like you're elevating the experience. You are getting them very well primed with who you are outside of just being a photographer. So photographer, educator, mom, and your new hype girl. I want to say one thing. I would never say your new hype girl in my commercial folio. Brian, my branding sessions are geared towards women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s that are coaches, that are financially sound, that can afford this. So this is very much speaking to like, if I were to do your brand photos, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Mission statement. I create custom brand imagery that bridges the gap between you and your ideal clients. I wanted to speak to you yesterday individually, but I would never do that on a group coaching call. But if you do know someone in Colorado and you can get some more brand imagery like this, some more like you behind the scenes,
Yeah.
a little more, just wearing something neutral where your brand can
Mhm.
evolve. I would try to do that this year. I know it's a really big deal, but it can also really help you push into this next tier. I also don't think it's outrageous to think that you could double your income this year. So at all. I think it's more about like getting in the mindset of just doing it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's fine. I can find somebody to do that. I have plenty of connections
I
here.
think so. And then make a mood board. I think that, and if you want to
Yeah.
share your mood board with me, it'll help me get to know you
Well,
better.
I sent you something earlier that was, I guess, part of the brand mood board thing that you created. So with some colors and stuff.
I will look at it. I was
Yeah.
on,
No,
yeah.
no problem.
In the very beginning, I like to wow people right off the bat. And I think you should too, because you've been doing it a long time. So I've been photographing brands and entrepreneurs, blah, 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 10 plus years. They see that. And then my main branding tactic always is that I've got their back, whether it's a bride,
Yeah.
a mom, just having a baby, or my brand clients. So you can't expect different results if you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're sick of using blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if they skim to the bottom, you do not have to come prepared. I've got you. Right. And that's where
Mhm.
our workflows come into place. So Thrive branding sessions are for you. You're reminding them they're in the right place. Again, I just want to say this is my pricing folio. There's no money involved until page 13. And so that's what I want you to create for your business. I want you to start guiding people through. This is luxury. Guiding someone through an experience like this. I'm the most like dorky, human, not fancy person. Like in terms of the luxury, like what you were saying in your email. Luxury is creating a high touch experience for them. And you still can show up to your shoot and rip jeans if you want to. It's
Mhm.
this part of the process, guiding them through this experience where they feel held and seen and safe investing more.
Yeah.
And you're confident. You're a very good photographer. You don't have to worry about that.
Thank you.
Whereas there's like some people in the program that are brand new. That'll be a whole
Mhm.
different type of coaching for them.
Yeah.
For you, you're like ready to do this kind of thing. A Thrive branding session for you is if And then I really want you to like follow some branding people that inspire you. For me, I love um kind of putting words in people's mouth. Kind of like you understand that investing in your brand is the single most important thing you can do, and you're ready to dive in. Basically insinuating like, okay, you know, you're ready for guidance and resources. Basically, this is a marketing tactic called future pacing, where you get into their head of what they want and where they want to be. And I use the tactic of future pacing a lot with momentum method of like, okay, well, you want to do this, but you're ready to do this. And then here's the way to go to get there.
Mhm.
Which has been the best advice anyone's ever given me in my career, is learning about future pacing of how to talk to my clients.
Mhm.
So we can implement that in. But first, what is brand photography? You can dive in and create what brand photography is with the headshot gal.
Mhm.
I I wrote this myself based on how I like to shoot brands. Brand photography focuses on storytelling, and it communicates more about the human side of your brand, who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how it feels to work with you. Newsflash, a cute pic with a coffee mug in your MacBook Pro isn't going to cut it anymore.
Oh my God, I'm so
Um,
sick of those pictures.
I
People ask for them all the time though, so.
I like to give them. I do them still, but I'm saying like
Mhm.
my goal here is to get them thinking deeper,
Beyond that,
setting
yeah.
them, yes. Photography is the first impression your potential customers get of your brand, and it's your first opportunity to set you apart and make it count. Consistent, beautiful, high-end photography creates. So that's like, we're just defining things for them. And again, this is what was very fun for me to create when I like created a product. Like Thrive branding sessions are different than, you can't get hands on iPhones and all that stuff in 1 hour mini sessions. So
Mm-mm.
whenever people are like, well, I want this, but do you have a mini package? And I'm like, no, and this is why. And then they get this. Um, a Thrive branding session, blah, 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 what it is, my step-by-step approach. This is starting to get a little, and then this was hard for me to do when I did this, I really saw bigger results in who booked with me. Basically saying like that we go above and beyond and putting it in their face. And I think that you're going to need to do this too. And I can support you if you're feeling like imposter syndrome, because it's just hard to do. Like creating this was hard for me, but once it was done, I'm like, okay, it's a part of my workflow. It's in my CRM.
Mhm.
But my holistic approach and how I go above and beyond, I used the word holistic, meaning like looking like at the whole package or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I also am not the photographer for like woo woo girl, like girls that are like overly like I want the mindfulness coaches and I want to work with people I connect with too. So once I was in a good flow, this did not used to be so branded. This used to be a little more open. Um, and then I worked with a few really annoying people, and I was like, I need to like niche down even more.
Mm-hmm.
Some
I've
of it's
had those.
Yeah, and I think some of it's just getting older and having
Yeah.
less like, number one, guidance and structure, my personal brand identity guide. So when I talk about evergreen content in Momentum Method, this is what I mean. My personal brand identity guide, I created it. It guides my clients through this whole process to prepare for the shoot. Colors, nail polish, um, all the way down to don't drink alcohol the week of the shoot and drink a lemon water in the morning. So like, don't be puffy. You're not going to like, do what you can to control how you feel. And people love it because it's like, they just want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
So guidance and structure from our discovery call through pre-shoot planning. So I'm basically telling them I'm producing the whole shoot, creative direction, content development. Um, I provide content that goes beyond portraits. For example, artfully documenting behind the scenes, styling products and details that reflect your offerings beyond photos. I'm committed to going above and beyond for your brand. And then for you, just as a photographer, like I photographed this is like, that's my handwriting. And this is my mood board for my personal brand shoot. And so you can also like,
We froze.
what's that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What I'm saying is you can put together, oh, you froze. Hmm. Oh,
Oh, there you are.
there you are. I was just gonna text you. So I took this photo during my brand shoot, which was here. You can also create your own images for this or not.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, I did take that. It's kind of messy and gritty. I like that it's not perfect, super Pinteresty. Trust and confidence. Working together means building trust so you can radiate confidence, feel empowered, be authentically you. This page to me is screaming that I want to work with women without really being able to do that,
Yeah.
and making sure that I have people of different races included.
Mhm.
I had a very white portfolio for a very long time. So,
Yeah,
oh,
it's easy to have that.
it is. And it's just
Mhm.
like something I've been really working on with myself and being more aware of. But okay, trust and confidence. That I'm like having like an annoying tech day.
Mhm.
There we go. The most, and then again, I added this in recently. I just like, I think it really, really, really resonates with women around their spending of their money.
Mhm.
So I have an approach that will support and guide you every step of the way. It's like, okay, they're about to see 3 hours for $4,100 with no add-ons, right? Working together will result in a thorough collection of brand images that will build trust with your target audience, cultivate a connection, da 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 da. So I just want to say that everyone reads through this whole thing, and then what's included is a complimentary call, the brand identity guide. I don't tell people I include a bunch of calls, because if I did that, and if I told everyone in Momentum Method that they got calls with me all the time, I would be an idiot.
Yeah, yeah,
I would
I
be so
agree.
burnt out. I'm happy to be doing this. I want you to like really see it in action. And we have a really similar business model. So this is amazing. But this 3 hour package, I have a disclosure in Dubsado or in Sprout Studio for you that says my rate is $750 an hour. And I do go down to 2 hour sessions, which is $3,400. So by then, most people are like, let's do the 3 hours. Um, we're
So
getting
wait, how does 750 an hour?
I'll show you. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse you. Not only
Yeah.
will your experience be fluid, it will also be fun. I'm kind of telling them what I bring to the work environment. It's my top priority that your brand imagery supports all of your marketing efforts and your experience is empowering and unforgettable. Testimonials and pricing. So 3 hour sessions are 4,100. Will come back tenfold in your business. What does this rate cover? Explain to them what is included. Possible add-ons include my hourly rate, lighting assistant, depends on the shoot type, professional studio fee. That means if there's any lighting that I'm bringing, I add 400 on, and like almost all of them need it.
Mhm.
So the typical rate is 4,500, and it's usually in San Francisco or Berkeley, which is another 200 for travel. So I'm usually walking away with 4,700 for a 3 hour shoot.
Wow.
And it's like, it's the best money I make in my business.
And then so you're giving them as many images as are viable
Well, we'll go over that
and
next.
they pick. Okay. So
No, I'm kind of, this is how I feel about continuing on back and forth with clients. I feel like it's a big fucking waste of our time. I want them to have what they need. I've never had a complaint in my business. I over deliver. That's probably my biggest fault. And the biggest thing you shouldn't learn from me is I over deliver.
I think we all do that though,
But
but
like, I'm
it
over it.
never pays off.
And also, like, my editors are all really good. I pay about 175 bucks per brand shoot to have it edited and deliver roughly 300. We do about 5 outfits and we do tons of, I'll show you one after this. I do
Okay.
have at 2 p.m., but we're going to have plenty of time. I really want you to see this right here. This is really important. Pre-shoot production. I want people to understand what it is. I go over this on my call with them, but I'm like, time, energy, and communication go into planning and executing. I'm reiterating to them that it's not just my photography. Production costs can range from $100 to $2,400 depending on the scope of a project. Production is included in Thrive sessions and becomes an add-on when your needs exceed. And clearly there's a typo in here. That's funny. But in my commercial world, I do production as a add-on. Like I'm putting a proposal together right now for this company in the East Bay. And it's totally more cutthroat than Thrive. Thrive is like explaining to them, here I am, more testimonials, our promises, and me at the end, all the info. So that's Thrive. I'm gonna, now that you have an idea of the design and the branding, reminder that Thrive sessions are just like your SEO guy said, corporate headshot photography, and then the tangents. Thrive sessions are just a sub brand of Katie Monroe photography. So the next folio you're going to see is, this is for definitely not geared towards women. This is for commercial shoots, the bigger ones, the real estates, the tech companies, the whatever. And I want you to see the difference. This is way less emotional. It's a little less expensive because I don't promise production. And especially with tech, because I'm like, no, thank you. And so the line items on these get a lot more in depth. And these end up being very, very lucrative shoots. And they're way less fun for me. So I think that you should have 2 folios as well, is what I'm getting at. Is like, you make your base one and then you pull some slides from it. And this one is like, I just sent this one out today to a company where I'm like, you're aligned. It's good enough to take, but I'm also like, I can't tell. Sometimes you're gonna have those clients too, where you're like, should I or should I not, or whatever.
Well, you could bring me in, my family lives there, so I'll
Oh,
come do your shoots for you and visit
doing
my
it so
family.
secretly. This is more of a traditional artist's bio, right? Compelling imagery that defines your unique brand. I don't add the hype girl, the mama, the educator, all that's gone.
Right.
I also deal with a lot more men, white men in corporate world. And I'm married to one. I'm not saying I'm like a man hater, but I'm just saying.
No, it's a different energy.
I'm a feminine, like Thrive sessions are feminine. And the way I speak is speaking to not like a girlfriend, right? This is like way more nitty gritty, which I think I've been to your website so much lately. I feel like you have all the things aligned to create your basic one right away. And I think you could work more on the branding stuff for your like niched down one. Again, the approach, defining the project, business objectives, branding goals, images and mood board planning, photography and processing, delivery to production, pretty basic. And then if you look at my rates here, this is what gets really, pre-shoot production is not included and a lighting assistant is not included. I don't do corporate shoots alone. I always bring my assistant, and all of my assistants that come to commercial shoots are like my main people who help me with styling and colors and all of it. So I have them priced at $250 an hour. I have a half day and a full day rate. We don't budge on that. If it's 3 hours, they're paying 46. And so the typical breakdown for commercial work, like what you're talking about hiring your team, I think you should follow a similar pricing structure. If you don't feel comfortable going this high yet, you could do 3,679 or something. But being so close to Denver, I could see this pricing working for you. And then basically you're saying on your consultation call, like our production time is not included in these rates. So let's just go off of a 100-person 8-hour headshot back-to-back day, right? So that would be 4,689. And then down here, we would do 8 times 250. Hold on. And I definitely try to do like 2 of those shoots a year, like the ones I don't like, just because it's
good money.
it's really good money. 8,900, the 2,000 for the assistant, the 400 for the setup does not include a seamless. So the 400 is just me bringing my mobile strobes, my pro photos around. And then if they need a seamless as well, it's another 4. So for like corporate headshots, it would be 800 for our equipment fee line item. And then the last piece is production time. That would just be a pull out of my ass number of like what they need. Most people say like, I'm going to get this, that, and the other thing. all I do in Canva is create a creative brief for people that takes us like 2 seconds because I just copy and dilute. It's basically like nude nails, blah, 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 blah. And then clients eat that up. So if they want something like that, I usually price my production at like 1,000. I never price it for corporate lower than that. But production, I'm like, I've got your back. I'm going to guide you through everything. It's usually 1 to 2 grand. So let's say it's 1,000. That's how I would set this all up in Dubsado and they would get this. And then I would just itemize it out and we would quote an 8-hour headshot shoot at 2,000 plus 8,900 is 1,090 plus the studio fee plus production fee at 1,000 on the low end is 12,700 plus travel to the city plus 190. So it'd be 12,890.
Wow, okay.
And usually when people are walked through this process, that number just gets smaller and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have it. The other thing is too, is that's also definitely high. So I just want you to be like, when San Francisco became the way it did in the past couple years, I raised my rates.
Yeah.
This used to be, I think 3,800 was a half day. You know, it was a little more human numbers.
Mm-hmm.
This is really high, but it's because I'm like an hour and a half from Apple, Google, like that's,
Right,
I
right.
have no idea if this would fly where you are.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have Google and Amazon and all those places
Right,
too, so.
exactly.
But no, I don't know, yeah, that I could, anyway, go ahead.
I don't think you need to. I think you maybe try it out for the next few months at like 3,500 and you know what I mean? This is you're raising your prices. No matter what, you're raising your prices.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, for these kinds of jobs, you know, asking 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, you know, like that's, I don't have a problem with that. It's the personal shoots, the branding shoots and stuff where,
the
um,
branding shoots are the ones that are the harder ones to sell.
yeah.
That's why I say go big on this one. Really quickly, I have, because I have a 2 o'clock. I want you to also, photographers' creative fee in the brand and commercial world is much more effective than saying your pricing.
Mm-hmm.
It sets you up.
Yeah.
It says, oh no, I'm a professional. I have a creative fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really supported my messaging to change it from photography rate or hourly rate to
Mm-hmm.
creative fee. And I definitely got help with that because I was like, this is, and then our lighting assistant. And then I think this is basically the same as Thrive.
Mm-hmm.
These are a little bit different, but you can see I kind of, the words have changed here. Um, your experience will be professional and enjoyable. It's not as like woo woo as my other one. And then that. And so they're both presented the same
Mm-hmm.
as and then with the branding stuff. Oh no, I didn't mean to. With
Mm-hmm.
the branding shoots, I'll just email you a couple branding shoots to see like a deliverable. Well, let me go back. Where are you on Zoom? I'm gonna just pull a random one up really fast just to give an idea of a half day. This was a so she did a half day branding session, so 4,100. It was like a lot, almost 6K. And I delivered a lot and I paid 175 to have it edited. And they're all here. Like we did a bunch of outfits. And I had a blast with her. So
Yeah.
I think I over delivered with her. She's also become like a partner in my bit. Like this one is a little over delivered, but let me show you another one that was not over deliverable
Mm-hmm.
for the same price. I think that'd be. And between you and me, I actually am going to stop doing families. That's what I'm doing, deciding for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wouldn't mind going in that direction, but I also have fun sometimes with families. It's just
Me too.
stressful. I
I
don't
think,
want to do too many of them.
yeah. And your daughter's 11.
Hmm.
It's like for me, it's almost impossible to scale my business again with families. Like I'm just in a place where I want to feel better in our life. Like my husband and I are just we work so much and so hard.
Hmm.
I'm just like I want to do the things that bring me joy during the workday, but also that like where we can actually afford to go on a vacation. You know,
Yeah,
like a real vacation, like somewhere cool. Not
yeah.
we camp all the time.
Thailand or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or even like just Mexico, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
like last summer we had a great summer. We went camping like 8 times and I'm just kind of over camping right now. So this was 200 images, 3 hour Thrive session. She added on hair and makeup. She added on additional. So this was a 5K investment and it was so easy. Like, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
200 images and no barely any content beyond portraits. So anyways, I hope that this was helpful.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to send you the recording so you can go through and like I really think that this is like a big key to your business is how you
Hmm.
set your pricing. And we need to work on your website.
Oh, yeah.
So, but those are the things. Like those are the two things I really want you to know that I feel I'm just texting her that I'm a couple minutes late.
Hmm.
Those honestly, leave those are the two things right now that I think are going to change everything.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Well,
really focusing on tiny dragon photography right now.
yeah, no, I'm not focusing on that. But I'm curious to hear some of your website feedback and then colors and stuff. And I did send you a couple of things maybe you can peek at and just give me a little feedback on.
I'm gonna next up. Okay, so you said you sent me some stuff. I'm gonna look at all of it. I just I think I would never email this to you. It'd feel too weird. I think I'm just like the teal feels like too much. It
Hmm.
feels
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem changing that. And I did pick some different colors for you to like peek at.
I'm gonna look at them. And then the font, I think something thinner will
Hmm.
look more elevated. And so
Hmm.
when I look, what I'm gonna do is look at what you sent. And then I'm also just curious. I'll send you a couple ideas I had, and then we'll take that to via email. But
Yeah.
I also think now that you've seen how I present my pricing and how deep,
Hmm.
now I think now what I'm trying to convey to you is now I want you to really sit down with a journal and start thinking about the branding and the words and all of that.
Right. Well, I did some of that, so you'll see some
Okay,
notes on that.
you're
So,
in
but I
great shape.
haven't done a total deep dive. It was just some loose stuff that I put together after our call the other day. So,
No, I don't need I think it's better to be loose and flow and just like let it all go. Like I can't, I don't know. I'm grateful for the pandemic in some ways because some of this stuff, some of
mhm.
my elevating myself was done during a time where I had the time.
Right. Of course.
Like we
Yeah.
did like 100 shoots this year. It was insane. I'm so ready for a break.
Yeah, for
I'm like,
sure.
but like that being said, in reflecting on this year, I will say, oh my God, like the branding side of my business is doing great. People are booking them at those rates. Your work is so good. I'd love to maybe we're gonna get there, but like I feel like you really are a good everything I teach is like going to apply.
Awesome.
I really do think that yeah, so it might be not be till tomorrow, but I'll look at everything and send you some ideas I had too. And then yeah, I think just that like a few tweaks can really bring it together.
Great. Yeah, and I'm not committed to the teal by any means. So
Yeah,
you'll
and
see that in the color scheme that I had kind of put
it
together.
actually felt good for me. I was like, I'm actually having an opinion. I don't usually have that strong of an opinion, but I was like,
No, it's funny because another mentor person said that to me years ago. Like I was part of a website critique, in a group, and he didn't know me at the time. He does now,
but I love it for the family
but
stuff.
yeah, he said, "Ooh, this color. What is this color?" Like I really remember him being like, I don't like this color. So you're not the first person to say that. So
We're gonna get there. I have ideas. I'm gonna look at what you have. And then I also think that the SEO stuff looks really good.
Yeah, good.
I also think like you are gonna have the exact same SEO as me. So if you have any, if you need any like specific, it's gonna be the same, but like Denver, not San Francisco. But
Right.
you know, we will tackle that too. I'm gonna move this to email and I'm really excited. You're doing great.
All right. Thank you.
No, you are. I'm so impressed. You're like taking it really seriously. Like you're gonna have stuff
I'm
done.
just done with whatever's been, yeah. I mean, the next thing is just to adjust some of the pricing for my headshot packages. I could do that right away. So
Exactly. These are the bigger issue is like I want you booking higher ticket shoots.
yeah,
It's
and me too.
expensive. And
But
you're
my website is not being seen by anybody right now. So that needs to come first. So
it
I
website
can easily change the pricing for everything like tonight if I wanted. So
it's not about the pricing, it's about the approach,
yeah,
how you know. So now that
I know, but in general,
yeah, I'm
that's
here.
something I
We're
could do
gonna
right away.
and maybe next week we decide that you need a deadline on some of it. We'll
Yeah.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
All
Okay,
right, go to your other call.
I'm the worst. We need an hour next time. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank
you.
you too. I'll talk to you soon and email you tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Bye.